Welcome back everyone. Now with the recent sell-off of cryptocurrencies, I wanted to talk about the difference between proof of work versus proof of stake. Now for those new to the channel, if you can hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. The goal that I'm setting for this video is set to 45, so 45 thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you do so. And for anyone that's new to the channel, if you enjoy this type of content, then definitely hit that subscribe button and equally share with friends if you find this content useful. So I have my eToro platform up for a change, and that's because I mainly focus on cryptocurrencies within this platform here. There are better ones that I've spoken about, such as Binance, Bitstamp, but I happen to have more money within my eToro platform, so I just use that money and spend on cryptocurrencies. Now, this isn't about a portfolio update, so I'm going to bring up Bitcoin on the screen. Throughout this video, we can see how this performs. And so I brought Bitcoin up on the screen because this is known as a proof of work system. Now, this has been highlighted recently, and it's known that a proof of work system is not energy efficient. So currently it takes 10 minutes for the network to confirm whether a transaction should be valid or not, and per second the Bitcoin blockchain can handle a maximum of 7 transactions. Now Bitcoin is never going to be a global payment system because of this constraint, and because of the slow transaction confirmation there's often high transaction fees associated. Now let's switch over and look at a proof of stake system. I'm going to switch the cryptocurrency to Cardano. This is a system that uses proof of stake, and these types of systems require a significant lower amount of power. Now Cardano uses this proof of stake mechanism throughout their network. It's built from the ground up. If we take a look at the likes of Ethereum, this is a system that currently is proof of work, but they've tweaked the algorithm to that of Bitcoin so that they can handle more transactions per second, and they're currently in the process of switching to a proof of stake mechanism. So the number of transactions currently with a proof of work system can be validated instead of 10 minutes all the way down to 16 seconds. And so with Ethereum, they're a fully rolled out system. It takes a long process to switch from a proof of work to the proof of stake, and currently there is a limitation of 15 transactions per second that Ethereum can handle. They need to scale that all the way up to the thousands per second. Now when I refer to a block, in the case of Bitcoin, every 10 minutes there's a brand new block that is created, and then you have all these computers around that are solving the complex cryptographic algorithms, and they are effectively verifying whether a group of transactions which are contained in this block are either valid or not. Now when the miners validate the transactions, they are rewarded for their efforts in the form of Bitcoin, but only if they are the first to solve the algorithm. And so proof of work is not a fair mechanism because the one with the most powerful system, or the ones with a group of systems that pool together, but those that have the most powerful systems are using the most amount of energy, given that this maximizes their chance of winning the reward. Now when I refer to mine in a pool, that's being created because you're effectively pulling all these resources together to increase the chance of solving the cryptographic algorithm first. However, there's actually only a handful of mining pools that are located, and the locations where they're situated is where energy is the cheapest. So we've got the likes of China, which is controlling more than 50% of the Bitcoin mining power. So in this recent sell-off that we've seen recently, we've seen the price drop from all the way to the $60,000, slightly higher than that, and as of now all the way down to $37,000. And if you've seen the news out there, China is enforcing a lot of restrictions in the Bitcoin space, and this is what I would say is most attributed to the decrease in Bitcoin. Now switching over to a proof of stake system, let's this time just put on Ethereum. As I mentioned, they're switching over to this system as we speak. But how does a proof of stake verify transactions? And so cryptographic algorithms are still at the heart of this mechanism, but the difference here is that individuals that create the next block is based on how much they have staked. And so how do you stake? So the first thing is you put all your coins into a specific wallet and then it's frozen, and this is referred to as staking the network. Now there is a minimum requirement, so there is a large upfront investment to become what is known as a forger. So simply put, if you have more coins staked, then you have a higher chance of winning the reward. Now a stake mechanism works because there are high upfront costs, so if you were to try and hack the network or process fake transactions, then their entire stake would be lost, and given the high minimum initial requirements, you're talking about the millions of dollars. And so just to recap, we have a proof of work system where all the miners are trying to solve complex algorithms coins, and the winner is based on the most powerful hardware device. A proof of stake system will randomly choose the winner based on the amount that they've staked. The higher that they are staking, the higher the chance of the reward. Now, these proof of work systems do use a lot of power, so just to keep the Bitcoin network running, more energy is required than the amount used by 157 individual countries. So the energy problem is a big one. Who knows, eventually maybe Bitcoin will switch to a proof of stake system. That'll definitely help reduce their reliance on all the different pools based in the likes of China, given that the system won't be rewarding on energy consumption. But that's just an idea, and there's no confirmed information as of yet. In addition, the proof of work system has experienced issues in the past. So if we look at the Verge currency, it's XVG. The Verge blockchain was hacked, and this occurred because a group or a singular person was able to control more than 50% of the total mining power. This is referred to as the 51% attack, and they were able to change the block and walked around with around $1.75 million. Now, a proof of stake system doesn't make sense to perform a 51% attack, and this is because you would have to have 51% staked to actually control the network. Now, to have ownership of 51%, you would have to have purchased the coins on a public exchange and would actually increase the price of the coin, and so you'd probably end up spending more just to reach this 51% control, given that once the network is aware of, say, a fraudulent transaction, then the worth of those coins brought at the 51% would mean whatever they make in the hack would be less than what they've staked. Now, it's not to say that a proof of work system is ideal. There are issues here. So there's often the saying that the rich get richer. So the more coins you have in a proof of stake system, the more control you have. The only counter argument there is that with a proof of work system, it's exactly the same issue, that if you have more money, it means you have more access to better hardware. So all in all, a proof of stake system has much lower energy consumption. Some systems are claiming more than 99.5% more efficient than the likes of Bitcoin. And so if anyone's interested in the different types of coins out there, we've got a proof of work system. Examples are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. They're some of the top ones there. And then proof of stake, we have Dash, Neo, and then Adder on the screen. As I mentioned earlier, Ethereum is switching over from proof of work to proof of stake, so eventually they'll be added to the list as well. We've already seen this transition take place already. We've got, for instance, 6.96% increase in Adder. Other proof of stake coins have been increasing as well. So that is something to be aware of when you are buying these different cryptocurrencies. Do they fit into the proof of work system, or are they in the proof of stake? And equally, are any of the coins switching over to a proof of stake system? Given that overall, I would argue it's better, and especially better for the environment. So thanks for watching, everyone. New videos out each week. Anyone who hasn't subscribed, it'd be great to have you on board. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. So thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.